Hi, this is Karen, Grandmother Dances in the Night Skies. This is the second video of the Earth Count teachings. If you missed the first one, there is an Earth Count teaching number 1 that is also available, and it will be in my stuff, and you can check it out. Anyway, so these ones here, just like the other ones, they take you through the Mayan count, based on and the Earth Count based on the book from Hamio Storm is the first way I learned it, and it's also the Mayan count which takes you through a deeper level and how the two come together and blend together. So that's why I'm doing it in 2 videos. It's a lot of information to digest. So here we go. Oh, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Here we go. Number 11. Number 11. And each one of these lines represents 5 in the Mayan count. So 5, 10, and 1 is 11. 11 in the Earth count are the stars that shine it bright at night. Sometimes you don't think the stars are there because it's a really cloudy night, but they're always there. And even in the daytime, the stars are always there. They're shining just for us. It is our ticket home. It's our planetary information that we hold dear to us and how we resonate and how our ancestors are watching it. It's a beautiful memory. It's a beautiful awakening and teaching that no matter how dark the world seems, there is always that beautiful light shining and guiding us. It also sits in the spirit or the separation. Or I'm sorry, inspiration, in the inspiration of life. That's stars. Do you ever just lay down on a beautiful dark night and lay down and look at those stars like you swear you could just grab them and touch them? And why do kids want stars in their room all the time? It's because we're called to that beautiful magic, the magic of everything. That is those beautiful stars that we have, the inspiration, where we can be others' inspiration, but others can be our inspiration as well. How if we shed our light and allow others to shed their light, oh my gosh, what a beautiful world we would live in. That's what the number 11 is. And the number 11 sits in the east of the medicine wheel because we're going all the way around the wheel again. And now in the west of the wheel is the number 2. These are the planets. This is number 12, the planets. Now, the planets sit in the west of the medicine wheel. That's all the planets of all the galaxies, of everything. We can't even imagine some of the beautiful areas that are out there that we haven't even tapped into yet. The number 12 is organization. Organization, how everything has its place. We all need to know where we are. If all the planets weren't sitting perfectly where they needed to be, there would be chaos. We'd be bouncing into each other. It's the same thing with our life. If we can get organization in our life and allow the flow of life, one thing leads into the other, that leads into the other, that leads into the other, we can keep unlocking those doors, those memories, those beautiful bliss of where we're going, excuse me, in the organization of life. So that is the number 12. The number 13 is the spirit of all plants. That sits in the south of the medicine wheel. That's also the element of water. And the 13 is transformation. We've done all this work changing and growing and doing all the things, especially the plants. They've grown from a seed. Now they're up here and now they're bursting out. They are transforming, and we transform too when we're sitting in that beautiful spot of that 13 count. It is the transformation of life, the transformation of, it could be on different levels. So the transformation of our thought process, the transformation of our life's path, the transformation of life and death, how it's all blended and works together. That's the transformation. And number 14 sits in the north of the medicine wheel. So that is the brain, the mind, how that mind thinks. That mind is, or I'm sorry, the 14 is the spirit of all animals, how collectively they all work together. That's instinct. That is that beautiful instinct. I just know. I know, and how animals have that instinct, and it's amazing because right now I'm raising little baby turkeys and chickens, and as soon as they come out of the shell, they know how to eat. They know where to go. They know to go for warmth. They know where all that stuff. They just instinctively know. No one taught them some things. They just know. That's what we're talking about. That instinct that animals, they shed their spring coats for their summer coats. They get their winter coats. They just instinctively know. They know what to eat, what not to eat. That is instinct. And if we can learn to rely on our own personal instinct more, that gut reaction, that inner knowing, without questioning all the time, think how wonderful it would be if we can sit in that beautiful bliss of that. And now we're going to go into number 5, 10, 15. 15 is in the center of the medicine wheel, and that is the collective consciousness of all humans. Boy, we're tied together. Have you ever walked into a room and went, whoa, I can just feel the happiness in this room because you're going into a wedding, or I'm just feeling all the heaviness of a room because maybe I've walked into a funeral, or I'm walking into, doesn't matter where it is, you can feel anger, you can feel joy, you can feel all these different emotions, and they're not necessarily yours, they're from the collective energy that is around us. And number 15 also is a kaleidoscope, which is a perfect for the 15, because if you think of that kaleidoscope, how it changes every time you turn the little end on it, it changes the perception of what you're seeing. It's the same thing with humans and that collective consciousness. Every time a new person is added or taken away, or a new element is added or taken away, it changes the energy within everything. So when you're sitting in that mass collectiveness, ask yourself, is it my energy or am I picking it up around me? And know that your energy, when you go somewhere, also projects and adds to the collective. You're just as important as everyone else. All our collective energy together can create so much beauty if we all sit in that higher energy frequency. And now we're going to go into number 16, 5, 10, 15, and 1 is 16. 16 are the great teachers. So there's 20 great teachers, and I will be doing more videos down the way about the great teachers. So the great teachers are the 20 emotions or experiences that we come here as humans to learn. Once we've learned those 20 great teachers, we keep going back and recycling them throughout our lives because we go into different layers of them, and it's understanding those 20 great teachers. It's also sitting in synchronicity. Things don't happen for no reason. There is a reason for everything, and everything has a consequence to another consequence. So when one action creates a consequence and it creates another ripple, we drop a ripple in a pond and watch all the ripples go out. That's synchronicity. We live within synchronicity. We as humans are part of that beautiful synchronicity of nature, and nature is part of that beautiful synchronicity of us, and allowing that beautiful flow. And then we're going to go into 5, 10, 15, and 2 is 17, 17 of the earth count. That is the kachinas, who form all images of substance. This can be a hard one for some people to understand. So if you think of us as a projection of a dream time, if you will, then what the kachinas do is they give ourselves body. They give us everything in our home that we can touch, the ground we can touch, the trees, the water we drink, the food we eat, everything has a feel, a touch to it. If not, we would just be going like this through holograms. It gives us energy, it gives us substance, but also, excuse me, it is empowering. It gives us power, empowerment within. It gives us the energy that we can create. It gives us that knowledge that we too have power to hold within ourselves. We don't have to give our power away to someone else or look for someone else. I'm going to find someone to make me happy. I'm going to find someone to solve my problems. Everything goes inside. You have all the answers. Even if you say, I'm going to go to a healer and I'm going to have the healer heal me, the healer can help walk you to the doorway, but ultimately all healing happens inside. Thank yourself for that. Know that you are the one working that beautiful empowerment of who you are, because you have all the answers right here. You don't have to look for them outside. And now if we're going to go now here to 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, and why do I keep counting them? I don't know. It's just what I do with my stones. So number 18 of the earth count are the Shinamiya, the keepers of the Akashic records. They help us write our book of life. They help us and they care for that book of life. They are putting people and instances and other things together. They're constantly putting energetics together and people together to create that synchronicity of where we are. Wow, if I hadn't have met that person at that time, these things wouldn't have happened to me. That's a Shinamiya bringing it all together because we wrote it in our book of life, but they're helping weave the magic of who we are. That is also the imagination. That is that beautiful imagination that we have where we can be anything. We can imagine the unicorns. We can imagine beauty all around us, but we can also imagine the dark. So let's choose to imagine the light more because that imagination works with the Shinamiya and helps us to manifest what it is we choose to bring forward. That all works together. And now we're working on number 20 or 19, sorry, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I know I do it. So the 19 of the earth count is pure science. It's always one that's always kind of got me. That is that energetic. So that is knowing going from birth to old, going through that Kundalini DNA, all shedding of the old cells and bringing in the new cells. It's the science in the positive, but it is also freedom, freedom to be yourself. So as we sit in the DNA strands, those understandings and shedding old skin, because we know when the time is right, our nature, our instincts know when we need to shed and when we need to grow new skin, and as we need to grow and as we need to change. But we also have the freedom to do that. We can't have other people sticking their fingers on us, stopping us from doing it because I'm gonna get old. You can wish me to stay young for as long as you want. I can wish me to stay young, but I'm going to get older every day. I get one step closer to being one more year older. And it's just natural. But if I allow myself the freedom to enjoy where I am today and the freedom to relax within that, knowing that tomorrow I'll be a totally different person, and that's okay, to allow that freedom of life, the freedom of choice. And when you bring them all the answers and all the numbers together, that freedom is even more important of developing us as a human. And now number 20, 5, 10, 15, 20 says smack in the middle of the medicine wheel. That's the conclusion. That's death, conclusion, rebirthing. But does it mean rebirthing always? Not always. Sometimes it's being and ending this cycle here on earth and then rebirthing ourselves back into the other spirit world and then rebirthing ourselves back into human world and doing it all again and allowing that spin, that rebirthing. It is the ancient heart, that heart knowing, the ancient knowing. So how often have you tried something and you go, I don't know how I knew how to do that. I just knew how to do that. I teach how to make things sometimes, and I was teaching people how to make dream catchers. And this one lady had never even seen a dream catcher, didn't know anything about them. She picked it up and she made a beautiful dream catcher her first time. She says, I don't know how I did it. My fingers just knew where to go. That's that ancient heart, that inner knowing. I make healing tools. So part of the healing tools, it didn't come from any teacher for me. It was that ancient heart, that ancient knowing of how to do it. I just knew how to do it. We all have ancient heart. We just have to relax, go with the flow, go with that internal knowledge, that internal energy without judgment, without tearing ourselves down, without worrying about what other people are saying, and fit in the magic, that beautiful dream world, that lucid dreaming of who we are, so that we can tap into our own ancient heart, so we can find out what fills us and what we can do to pass that knowledge on to someone else, because it's a whole cycle. I reflect to you, you reflect to me, and other people reflect to other people. And together we get to weave the magic of life and be a part of it, enjoy it, celebrate it. And I guess that's about it. So this is Karen, Grandmother Dances in the Night Skies. But before I let you go, If you are interested in any of my teachings, I teach in-person classes, group classes. I teach private classes online. I kind of do it all. Go to my website, shamanicreiki.ca, and you'll see some of the things that I do. I'm a pet communicator. The list goes on. I've got all these downloads where I go and what I do. I teach drum circles. I teach how to make medicine tools. And I help people on their own healing path. I can't heal you, but I can walk you to the doorway so that you can heal you and you can stand up firm on your own power and be empowered by yourself because you have the answers. All I do is just guide you to those answers. And I hope that helps. I hope this is Karen, Grandmother Dances in the Night Skies. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I will be posting later on about the earth count and other things, or I'm sorry, about the great teachers and other things. But you have an awesome day today. Bye bye.